Our class sizes here are about 30 to 35 students in the class. The class you'll be seeing, though, however, only will be having 10 to 12 students today. It's a conversation class. It's called a conversation class. What happens is the parents who want their kids to get extra English pay extra money for them to take an extra class, and this is what you'll be seeing this afternoon. I've been recently introduced from a friend of mine, a guy who teaches in Bangkok, to something called whole brain teaching. I'm very excited about it. It's a fantastic method of teaching anything that you want to teach. Just to kind of define it for you, if you're not familiar with it, it's whole brain teaching is an instructional approach that addresses both hemispheres of the learner's brain. So we're using both sides. We're trying to use techniques that tap both areas of the brain, not just the left side of the brain, which is the analytical side, which is what traditional teaching methods have done. I've been using this for a couple weeks now and just having fantastic results with it. To give you some ideas, so maybe it makes a little more sense as to what you're seeing. It is an English class, and that's the focus. However, these techniques are applied in a way of class management, in addition to accelerating the learning process. These techniques can be adapted from kindergarten to adult level, to university level courses. There are 5 or 6 techniques that I'll be employing today that you'll see. The first one is called Class Yes. My understanding is that it taps the prefrontal cortex of the brain, which immediately gets the student's attention. I will say class in a certain tone of voice, and it will be their responsibility to answer back with yes in the same tone of voice. This really grabs their attention and prepares them to learn. Another thing that you'll be seeing is the scoreboard. This is great for class management for little kids. Like I said, all this can be incorporated in a little different way into adult learners. Again, my understanding is this affects the limbic system of the brain, so it's the emotional area of our brain. So you'll see 2 smiley faces on the board. Obviously, the smiley face, the teacher's happy, and the frowny face is the teacher's unhappy. To reinforce this, there's a thing that they call the mighty oh yeah and the mighty groan, which gives it that extra emotional push to help reinforce it, what we're trying to get at. The third technique is really interesting. It's called the teach okay. Now, in this approach, this whole brain approach, one of the key components is that students learn more when they're actively involved in the teaching process. And this is what you'll see. You'll see me get the students' attention, probably with a class yes, and having already drilled them as a group on a very small piece of information, question words is what I'm working on now. They will, I will say, teach, and they will clap twice and respond okay. And then they'll start working with one of their neighbors. For this, you want to pair the stronger students with the weaker students. For obvious reasons, if they're teaching each other, the stronger students can help the weaker students, and you switch it up. Right? You may not keep the same groups every day. Another technique you'll see is hands-eyes. And this is really fantastic because if you train the class to say hands-eyes, where they clasp their hands and put them on the board, on their desk, and then their eyes on you, you immediately have their full attention. Again, from what I understand, this affects the prefrontal cortex, and it works like a charm. The class goes immediately silent. You have their attention. The final thing that you will be seeing me use today is called mirror. This this is based on the idea that people learn best when they are mirroring and doing the same activities as the person teaching them. So it may look like I'm a frustrated comic. That's not my intention. The idea, I may make it a little more sillier for the small kids, but the idea is that the more that they can integrate movement with their hands, with gesturing, along with their speaking, with a verbal skill, this sticks in their brain. So, without any further ado, we're going to go downstairs, and hope you stick around and enjoy the class.
Yes.
Class.
Yes.
Okay, hands and eyes. What's he doing? He's playing tennis. He plays hands and eyes. Plays tennis at the tennis court. Tennis court. Tennis court. Okay, mirror. Mirror. He plays tennis at the tennis court. Everybody stand up. Stand up. Where? Does he play tennis? Where? Does he play tennis? He plays tennis. He plays tennis at the tennis court. Where? Does he play tennis? He plays tennis at the tennis court. Okay, class. Sit down. Sit down. Okay, doing good so far. Everybody give me a oh yeah. Whoops, give me a oh yeah. Give me a oh yeah. We got 16 for going to see the movie tomorrow. Only 12, so we're doing good. Give me oh yeah. Okay, where does he play tennis? He plays tennis at the tennis court. Okay, class. Teach. Jake, I want you to switch with Gina. Switch, guys. Switch with Gina, yeah? Gina? Okay, class. Hands and eyes. Okay, you play tennis at the tennis court. Yeah, this is hands and eyes. Play bowl at the bowling alley. At the bowling alley.